guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Bookmas video. Today I wanted to reorganize my bookshelves. I haven't really reorganized them since I got these shelves like over a year ago. I've kind of kept them the same. So the way I have them organized is romance, and I have romance all on this shelf, general fiction towards the bottom, and then my mysteries right here, and then I have like more romance kind of like spread onto this one. This shelf is empty kind of with some of my favorites, and then towards the bottom is more just like general fiction. And then in the middle I have all of like some like my more favorite series that I want to keep together and like showcase that are like really pretty. And then right next to the middle shelf right here, these start my fantasies. So I have, well, at the very top I have like my seasonal reads, so basically like all of my Christmas and Halloween spooky books are up there, and then below that is my Harry Potter shelf, and then we go to Sarah J Maas, and then just some like my other favorite fantasies, and then right beside that is more fantasies. I kind of want to reorganize it by have one side, like two shelves over here, and then two shelves over here. Two shelves be my like books that I haven't read yet, so like TBR shelves, and then the other two shelves would be books that I've already read. I don't know like my ratio of read and to be read books. I have a feeling I have more books that I haven't read than that I actually have read. So I'm just going to start by bringing all of my books out and separating them by read and not read. I'm thinking I want these two shelves right here to be my TBR shelves, because I have my TBR cart over there in the corner. So I feel like it would just be easier to put it there, but I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. I would actually like, it depends on how many books I have that I haven't read, to keep them maybe like even on the bottom two shelves. I am pretty sure I have too many to do that, but we'll just see. So I'm just going to start with pulling them all out and separating them into two piles, read and not read. So let's start there. Looking at my piles, my pile right here are books that I have not read, and then over there, those are the ones I have read. And so far, I have more books that I have read than I haven't, so that's a good sign. I mean, obviously I still have 3 more shelves, but I feel like we're off to a good start. Okay, I'm actually surprised this is all of my not read books. These are all the books that I have read. So I do think I still have some books on the shelf, like my Sarah J Maas books and like Harry Potter, just because there's so many, I don't really want to take them down. So I think I'm going to leave them and start by putting the books that I have not read on the bottom two shelves, and then we'll go from there. To take a break because I was sweating so much, but I've got I got all the books that I haven't read yet on the bottom two shelves, and I actually have like they actually didn't even take up the whole bottom shelves, which is crazy. I seriously thought that I had more books that I hadn't read than ones that I have. So that's actually really good. I mean, that's not including what's on my TBR cart or my physical or my November TBR. I have it separate, but I have room to add to it also. And these are all of the books that I still have to go on the shelves. These are the ones that I have read. So I have that shelf. I've got one shelf here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shelves to be able to put these on. So hopefully they'll fit. So I'm gonna try and start putting these on the shelves. Okay, so it's been a little bit. It's been a couple days since I reorganized my shelves, and I wanted to sit with it for a few days because I feel like there were still some things that I wanted to switch around, maybe. So, and I also had to add like my jelly cats and decorations and all that. So I like the way it turned out. I did change a little bit. Like on this shelf right here I've kind of just made my Christmas shelf. I did like a little book tree, and I have books like at the top of the shelf randomly that were on that shelf, so that won't stay like that. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it for the sake of Christmas. I'm just gonna go by like each shelf and show you guys like exactly what they look like a little bit up close, and show you guys what they look like a little bit closer, and kind of how I have them organized. Okay, so these two shelves right here are my romance books. They're all the romance books that I have read. These 3 shelves are kind of just more of my favorite authors. So we have Taylor Jenkins Reid, Christina Lauren, some other like random books that I liked, and kind of just like some random one-ofs of books that I really liked. And then this is my Emily Henry shrine. I just got the movie cover. Hang on. I just got the movie cover of People Meet on Vacation, and it's amazing. I love it, and it's got sprayed edges. Next to Emily Henry, I have all my Abby Jimenez books, and then below that, all my Allie Hazelwood, Hannah Bonham Young, Cara Stone, Sarah Adams, Annabelle Monaghan, Ashley Poston, and Carly Fortune. So like these were like my favorites. And then on the shelf below that is the Christmas shelf. So I have like a little jelly cat, my book tree. I got this cute little house from Target, and it says books on it, and I was like, I have to get that, and it lights up. So, and then I also got the book advent calendar from Barnes & Noble, where you open up a chapter each day leading up to Christmas. So like on day 1, you'll open up chapter 1, and you just read that one, and then day 2, you read chapter 2. I just thought that would be really fun. And then our bottom 2 shelves are all the romance books that I have not read. So this is my romance TBR, which I feel like is pretty good, but also surprising because next to it I have my fantasy TBR. The bottom 2 shelves are fantasy, and my fantasy is these 2 shelves, and it extends over to these shelves. These are all fantasy books I haven't read, more fantasy I haven't read, so I don't know why that's so surprising to me, but anyway. And then going back to the romance shelves, these are all of my mystery books, just because I don't read mystery that much or gravitate like wanting to like, pull them off my shelves for any reason as much as like my romance, or like I need Emily Henry to be accessible because, I mean, they're my favorite books and she's my favorite author. So I put my mystery books at the top, and then they kind of go onto this shelf, and then the rest of my romance books start here and then go along these shelves. This is my Elsie Silver shelf with my Elsie Silver, Lila Sage, and then another cowboy romance series by Paisley Hope. I just thought this would be my cowboy romance series, I guess, series shelf. And then below that is Magnolia Parks, Lynn Painter, some other random books that I also really loved. And then, like I said, I already showed you the bottom 2 shelves are my TBR. And then the middle section, I put my Icebreaker series down Here, I just got the special edition of Daydream to complete all of my special collections of the series. I kept my Boys of Tillman series here in the middle, my Six of Crows here, Heartstopper is still the same, and then I added my Fourth Wing series in the middle. They take up a lot of space going long ways like this, so I wanted to add those there. And then this is still my Windy City series and Vancouver Storm hockey series. And then I'm trying to get these two shelves. So this is still this very top shelf that you can't see are my seasonal books, and I think after Christmas, once I don't need like my holiday books anymore, I think I'm going to pack them up with my Christmas stuff, or like my holiday decorations, because there's no point in them to sit out on my shelf all year until, you know, the last few months of the year. So I think after December, I'm going to pack them all up, and so that way I'll have an extra shelf. This is my Harry Potter shelf with Percy Jackson, Sarah J. Maas shelf, more Sarah J. Maas, and then like if I couldn't fit, some of them have like random spaces, so I just put like some of my other favorite books in there, like Phantasma, Divine Rivals. At the bottom, more fantasy series that I love. These are more like my fantasy series that I love, and then next to it are just like more like random ones. And then, like I said, this has half of my fantasy series, and then the rest is just general fiction. And the bottom shelf is general fiction TBR. And then that leaves this shelf last. So these, I wanted to keep all of my dystopian, like 2014, you know, that era together, because obviously they need to go together. So I kind of like kept all of those together, and then like YA fantasies together, and then it goes into, yeah, these are still all my YA, and then it goes into just normal fantasy. So then these are just my normal fantasy TBR. I mean, fantasy books that I have read, all fantasy. And then the bottom two shelves again are my TBR. This is all more general fiction. Oh wait, no. This one's, I have read these. I forgot, I didn't use all two shelves, all two bottom shelves. So these are my general fiction books that I've read, and then the bottom is my mystery, all the mystery books that are on my TV. So that is how I ended up reorganizing my bookshelves. I liked how they turned out. I think it's really cute, and I just like switching it up sometimes. So sometimes I get bored when I keep it the same way for so long. So I am glad that I switched it up. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.